I want you around. Da-da. We have a problem. We have a problem. I just realized. Okay, somebody answer this for me. What happens after the Halloween party? Because I just realized I didn't watch this show past the Halloween party. I literally just did something else happen after the Halloween party? Hey, family. I was just sitting because I'm thinking, I'm like, so what? Because I'm reading your comments. Because I read your comments before I hop on. And I'm reading your comments and I'm just like, oops. Priscilla said, well, you know what? Okay, Kamisha, you think that was it? Because I don't see me watching any. You know what? Hold on. I might get demonetized, but what the hell happened? Hold on. I just realized that. You can help yourself. Oh no. Somebody needs to It's okay. You know what? We're gonna do something different today. We're gonna watch this together. Cause I just realized. I'm like, what happened after the Halloween party? It ended with that? Okay, hold on. Hold on. She came up. It's true. This is not her first time coming for a ballot.
Simon is 56.
Yeah. Wait, can y'all see?
Because you look like you date older men with money.
But now it's like,
Why are you coming in?
I'm like, did I? I didn't. Well, we're here. You know what? We're going to live commentary this. We're doing something new. Oh, Greta said, Nikki, put your AirPods on now. We're going to do something new. Okay, let me just start with the notes that I have, and then we're just going to go play by play. I can't believe it. Oh, really? If I let y'all see it, they can strike my channel? Darn it. Darn it. All right, let me turn this volume down. I just let y'all get a peek. I just realized it. I said, wait a minute. Because I'm just like, I know. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, what happened after this party? Ciao. Let me sit here and see what happened with Shamia. I'm so sorry. I'm literally sitting here and I'm going through my notes and I'm like, what else do I have after that? I really don't. I'm going to just go off of what I have and y'all can fill me in. Okay. I won't. Darn it. I wish we could watch it together. That would have been fun. Anyway, if you are just here for the partial review, beloved, it starts right there. Oh, wait, we ain't come into the room. We did not come. So much has happened today. I'm about to drop another TV. God, if you're new here, it is not this ghetto. I am better prepared. I don't know. I'm still recovering from my sister's birthday weekend. Forgive me. Anyway, come on in the room. Oh, wait a minute. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? I don't know what this review is going to be, but we're going to have fun. Let's go. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? What just happened? Welcome, new people. Welcome, new people. Listen. Thank you, Danielle. Listen, we just going to do what we can do, and we're going to get through it. If you're just here for the review, beloveds, it starts right now. You guys are going to have to fill me in. But I got most of it. Anyway, Marlo opening up a showroom to rent her designer items is very smart. It's very smart. It's definitely her lane. I also believe, I disagree with Kenya. I think that also the wigs were her lane as well. What happened? The issue with the wigs was that the wigs that Marlo was wearing on the show was not the wigs that she was selling. They were not the same quality. They were not the same grade. Excuse me. They seemed to be a lot cheaper than what she was actually wearing. So I think that's probably why it didn't take off, because it just was not the same quality. If I think the wigs that Marlo was wearing on the show was what she was selling, it would have been extremely successful, because she's never had a bad hair day on this show. Marlo has never had a bad hair day or a bad outfit day. She has always showed up. So I do agree. I do agree that these both were her lanes. I think she just did the wigs a bit poorly, but I think her opening up a showroom to rent her clothes, very smart. Very, very smart. Why not? Like, I mean, I think it took her way too long into her being on this show to give us this. You should have came on the show with this kind of idea, or maybe bring it in second season, but at least you're doing something now. Off topic, Candy's trainer. I know he's fine. I can see how fine he is through his mask. Y'all can find everybody else. Find me that trainer. I was just like, oh, I know he looked good. Under that mask. Todd, you and Candy work out with him? What? I know. What's his name? I know he looked good under that mask. I just know. Really, that was really off topic, but I just thought about it. I was just like, what's his name? Because I'm on my way to Atlanta. I'm so glad that Cynthia and Mike sit down and they have a good laugh about Leon's message to her. And I'm so glad that they were able to have a good laugh, because it seems like everybody's in a really good place. And that's what you want, especially when you're co-parenting. So I enjoyed that part. And I also enjoyed where Mike did his own little interpretation of Leon's message, or impression of Leon's message. And I'm glad they had a good laugh, because we all had a good laugh when we saw that message. It was so sensual. It was such a sensual congratulatory message to your ex-wife. Very sensual. Why does Leon have to do everything so sensual? What is it about him? He can't do anything just regular. Even when he comes on the show and just talks to Cynthia, and when they're talking about Noelle, it's all still very sensual. He just oozes sex, and it's so weird because he oozes it in at the wrong times. He never lets go from being yeah. I ain't gonna talk about my mama's boyfriend. She loves that man. Loves him. Cynthia, do not sell Lake Bailey. I totally understand Mike wanting to get a different home because he is not, and I don't think it's just a man thing. I would not want to move into my man's home, right? Especially like a home that he has built and that's his. I would want us to move into something together, something that we either built or something that we can renovate together. I would not want to live in something that is already established as his. I know I'm your wife and you're bringing me in and it becomes ours, but I want it to be something that we do together. So I honestly get Mike, and I'm glad that Cynthia understands that, but I don't think you should sell Lake Bailey. I think you should turn it into an investment property, either rent it out to all of the, studios and shows that are filming in Atlanta, or rent it out to a tenant, or Airbnb it. I don't think you should ever let that investment for you go. And if you're smart, you will put it in Noel's name. Not saying that you and Mike work out, but I think a woman should always protect herself in that kind of way, especially financially. That is my advice. Ralph confuses me. Ralph confuses me because he has no like in between. Either Ralph is a very great husband or he's a trash husband. There's no in between with him, because in this episode, he was a great husband. He was a great husband. He's getting the girls what does Ralph do? Because he's getting the ladies a private jet for the girls' trip that Drew is putting together for New Orleans. Private jets are not cheap. Wait, how far is New Orleans from Atlanta? Hold on. Oh, that's a drive. That's a drive. What is it by plane? Oh, there it is, by plane. Hold on, guys. I'm looking this up. Are y'all telling me? 8 hours driving. How long is it by plane? I'm still looking. They didn't gave me freaking. Oh, okay. So to get from Atlanta to New Orleans is an hour and a half. I'm not saying that a private jet is not expensive to rent for a trip. I'm saying, as somebody who lives in LA and Vegas is like 30 minutes away by plane, it's affordable for me, right? And I ain't got it. Y'all see, I'm living off of cash apps like Michael. So it's affordable. So I'm thinking if he rented a whole private jet out to the ladies for an hour and a half trip, I don't think it would break the bank. I really, really don't. But it's still up there. It's still up there. So he like rents a private jet for the ladies to travel. I still don't know what he does. But he does that for the ladies to travel to New Orleans. And then we have to sit down with Drew and Ralph, and then bring in Drew's mom and JoJo, because JoJo's father, who's in prison, we don't know for what. If y'all know, let a girl know. He was in prison, and he's gotten out of prison. He wants to reconnect with his son. Drew is kind of on the fence with that because JoJo is so young, and Ralph has come in and he has been his new dad, because they refer to his biological father as old dad. Me and Ralph were like, that's not a name we're comfortable with, but if that's something that, Drew and JoJo have come up with, not my monkeys, not my circus. So Ralph was giving JoJo great advice, and I don't know, I just thought he was so good with him. He was so good with JoJo, the way he was talking to him and how he was encouraging him to, at least try to meet with his father, because Ralph was just like, my father came into my life later in life, and although I wanted him there earlier, although I wanted us to have a better relationship, I enjoy the time that we have now, and I don't want you to miss that out. I love being your dad, but I don't want you to miss out with your biological father either, and I will still be there as your dad. Just a good guy, just a really great father, really great stepdad, dad. And then we just have these moments where he travels to Tampa, doesn't tell his wife, and doesn't tell his wife what he was doing in Tampa, why he went to Tampa, or if he was with somebody in Tampa. But then he gives us moments like this, and I'm like, Ralph, you need an in-between. Like, there's no in-between with him. He's either great or awful. Totally confused because I was like sitting here watching this episode, part of it, and being so enamored with how he was dealing with JoJo. Speaking of JoJo, men, parents in general, them kids, y'all think kids don't know? Kids know very early on what all the mess you're doing. Like, they can't articulate it, but they know. And JoJo's father going to prison really hurt that baby, because all the adults were trying to convince him to, go with him and saying it's okay. And like, we want you to do it. And he was just like, no, I don't want to see him ever. And then they finally got the baby down to a maybe. He's very young. He's very, very young. And he already knows like that his father is just not a good person. Kids know, guys. Y'all think, oh, they're so young, they don't understand. They know. They just can't communicate with you. But they know. They might have a different lens because they're so young and they'll see more of the world and probably understand a little bit later in life. But they know that something is going on and it is going to affect how they deal with you, not later in life, right now. Because he don't want to see this man. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Oh, Ralph, are you good or are you bad? What is it? What is it? Now let's get to this Halloween party. I'll talk about it. Y'all will finish it. So the costumes were great. I love the costumes. I love Candy's, I think it's a cheetah girl costume, like an actual cheetah girl. I actually love that. Fallon's outfit was my favorite. Absolutely. Latoya was cute. I liked everybody. I really, really like everybody's outfit. I do agree with Kenya that this party was underwhelming, but I think the party was underwhelming because of COVID. Like, she couldn't have a lot of people in there. So this is what y'all had. And I love the fact that they went all out, even if it was going to be 5 people. The party was a little dry. The party was a little boring, but what could they do in the midst of COVID? They just had to throw something together to film. Everybody on Twitter was getting in on Latoya and talk about how, some people were saying she has a drinking problem. Some people were saying that she's like, messy and always starting stuff. What I want to say about Toya is that Latoya forever came to work. And she came to work and she played her role. She is doing what she was hired to do. And what Latoya was hired to do was replace Kenya. If Kenya don't catch it by now, I don't know how to help her. This girl is absolutely coming in and taking Kenya's job. That is what she is doing. She came in and started some mess as soon as she walked in. This is why you marry a 65-year-old. Oh, look at this. This is nice. She knew exactly what she was doing coming for Fallon. She knew exactly what she was doing when she was telling all of Kenya's business. She knew exactly what she was doing every time she came for Drew. She is coming in and she's taking Kenya's place. They are replacing Kenya with a younger model. Welcome to television. Welcome to television. So now who's trending? Who normally trends every freaking Sunday when the Real Housewives of Atlanta is on? Kenya. Who's trending now? Latoya. Latoya forever. I'm telling you, I saw it from the first episode. I said, Kenya, you are training your replacement and you don't even know it. Now, what happened at the rest of this party? Because obviously I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I literally sat here and I was just like, I know that Latoya and Fallon got into something, but I don't know. Fill me in. Who can fill me in? Dun, 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 Remember, what was his name? Daniel? Was it Daniel? Can you fill me in? Can you fill me in? How about we're gonna switch it up today. You review the show, and I'll listen and comment, and I'll super chat you. Can you fill me in? Who is that? Who sings that song? It's not Dan. Craig David. Da, 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 da. Yeah! My baby. That was the jam. Hey, I was checking on this girl next door when the parents went out. She phoned. She said, "Hey, boy, come on right around." That was the jam. That was the jam. Fill me in. Can you fill me in? How does the chorus go? Why were you creeping around late last night? Why did I see two shadows moving in your bedroom light? You know what? That was a jam. Y'all don't know Serenity. You don't know Craig David. All I remember is Fallon running and Kenya jumping up and going, Fallon. But I didn't. F Usher said, "Stream your so we can talk to you." Actually, I should probably start StreamYarding at the end of this week. I'm getting it set up tomorrow. So probably the next time you see me, we'll be StreamYarding. Guys, be nice. This is my first time doing it. It's going to be a little rough in the beginning. Give me a break this week. Oh, I love me some Craig David. That's what they're doing. They're definitely using Latoya to replace Kenya. He always did. He was such a sweet guy. Why were you creeping around late last night? Oh, that was such a good time. I want to go back. Oh, okay. Asian boys do it better. Serenity is a K-pop king, so you don't know about that Craig David. Look him up. Can you fill me in? Is the jam. Yeah, all I knew is, why were you creeping around late last night? Oh, Nikki A said, "I don't believe that Tampa story. I think it was for TV. Latoya and Drew are working, honey. Maybe, but these girls are showing up. They are showing up to work." Latoya walked in with mess. Why you got an issue with Fallon? I don't even think you really met Fallon. Why you got an issue with her? Why you coming for her? Why you being nasty? Why you being shady? She came to work. Latoya came to work. And I know personally that production loves that girl. Loves her. Specifically, one person said that she was a great hire. She coming to work. I couldn't get if she was replaced because I didn't know. I didn't see the season, so I couldn't get if she was brought in to replace Kenya. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try to get that tea. Because what I've learned about in these streets, all you just do is sit and listen. You don't ask questions because when you start asking questions, people gonna be looking at you like, "What? Why are you asking that question?" You just sit and listen. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. That's like get half of my tea. They never know. I'm just, really? Wow. Okay. You look cute. I love that dress. Make them feel safe. I'm working for you. But yeah, she came in to go to work. She came in to go to work. And she gonna get that peach. They love her. Her and Drew are definitely getting peaches next season. I don't know about everybody else. Drew and Latoya are the future of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Know this. I don't know about everybody else. But I know those two. We'll see them next season. Serenity Q says you need to look up Rico, aka R&B boy, till the sun comes up, or his other panty dropper. Let's play. You are welcome. I'll give it a shot, Serenity. Cammie said Fallon tried to keep it cute. She really did. From what I saw the count. Like even after she made that comment, you could see in Fallon's Medusa eyes that she had a little issue with that. But she was just like, you know what? I'll get up. I'll make you a drink. Because where's the servers? I don't never come to work, but ain't nobody serving me. Don't you got money? Like all of that stuff. Fallon could see that she was picking with her, but I wish she would. Because Fallon, you got to give it back like Drew give it back to Latoya. That's how you have to do, because Drew don't play with Latoya, but she also deads it with Latoya, right? And she can move forward. You can't get your feelings hurt with Latoya because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because she's really looking at it like I'm coming to work, especially having the training of being a YouTuber, not just any kind of YouTuber. She's like a shock value YouTuber, one of those people who says and does like outrageous things to get people to come to their channel and stay. Like when a lot of the adults were doing like the cinnamon challenge and all that stuff that the kids was doing, but you're doing it as an adult because you know that it brings revenue to your brand. You're also doing it in a way where it's so ridiculous and outlandish that you're looking like a clown, right? But you don't care because you're getting that revenue, you're getting that money, you're getting those views, saying outlandish things, saying mean things about people, giving, weird sex story, doing crazy, ridiculous, gross pranks. She's that kind of YouTuber. So she brought that brand of YouTube, which is pretty much not just YouTube, but streaming services are the future. So she brought this like shock value kind of a performance that she does on YouTube to this reality TV show. And they can't catch her, right? They don't know what's going on because they ain't in them YouTube streets. They don't know that this is how she operates. If you would have watched the girl show, you would have knew exactly what you were getting into. You know she was going to say crazy and outlandish things just to get a reaction. Because unfortunately, I could put something up and I could make everybody laugh. But if I'm saying something, because I was watching this YouTuber, and I was watching their review or their video, and I was just like, you could have just said nothing, right? But nothing won't get you engagement. So you're going to speak on this topic and you're going to speak on the wrong side of this topic because you know that that is going to get you engagement. You know the stuff that you were saying is wrong and extremely ignorant. But you know that the outrage that's going to come from this is going to push your revenue up. You're going to meet your goal and then some if you put out stuff like that. That's just how it is, right? So I think the ladies on the show is not ready because they haven't studied her. If you know what the girl does, you know what you're going to get on this show. But a lot of people have yet to come to these YouTube streets to realize what it is over here. I'm not shocked. Latoya is showing up to work just like she was showing up to work on that YouTube channel. I'm not shocked. Her coworkers are. Not only are they shocked, they can't see where she's going. But I saw where she was going as soon as her first episode. If you go back to my first review, I said, oh, Latoya was brought in to replace Kenya. And Kenya is literally training this girl and she can't see it. She cannot see it. It feels like she's starting to come around to like something is going on, but I don't think that she knows that this girl is her replacement. I don't think she gets that. She sees that she's moving foul, but I don't think that she gets that this girl is her replacement. Oh, Candy don't want who? Latoya to come back next season? Because they see what good. Yep. Cammy said Fallon tried to keep it cute for as long as she could, but Latoya was pulling it. She was talking about how Fallon had 3 kids by 3 different baby dads. I didn't know that. That's when the golf club came out. Damn it. I wish I would have finished that show. I just realized I put it on pause and I never came back to it. Says a lot more about the Real Housewives of Atlanta than it does about me. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Barbados. What's going on over there? Jimmy G said, yeah.
I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
I said, Shannon, not Siri. Thank you. Jimmy G said, yeah, but Toya can't show her kids or family. Have we even seen her house? Can she be a full-time housewife? Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. They can't have full access to her. If she's messy enough, yeah. Because there are a lot of people whose families we don't see on these shows. But if they come in and they're messy, you'll make the exception. Who was a full-time housewife that did not open up and give us everything? I'm thinking, not Vanderpump, not Adrienne Maloof, Taylor. No, Taylor let us in way too much. Who? Is that? I don't know. Is that possible? I think if Latoya could get her man on the same page. But then again, if Latoya is going to come to every scene as a friend of the show and show up like Kenya, and all they do, and they don't have to pay her as a full-time cast member, they just have to pay her for a friend of the show. What do I always tell you? If you get too expensive, the network will always find a way to replace you with a cheaper model. Because the thing about it is like you can't be expensive for the network and be problematic or not showing up to work fully. You know what I mean? Like you can't mess up. You can't have a bad day, especially when they're paying you a guap, right? When they're paying you a lot of money. If you can get somebody who shows up like Kenya, even a bit better because Kenya is going through something right now, and you only have to pay her as a friend of the show. What you gonna do? What you gonna do if she's gonna show up and show out like this in every scene as a friend of the show? What you gonna do? You gonna go with this one, who's younger, messier, and will give you everything that you need as a friend of the show. She's cheaper. She's younger, she's cheaper, and she's messier. What you gonna do? Oh, they love Drew. Oh, JB says what? They love Drew. Love Drew. Though I'm telling you, mark my words, Latoya and Drew are the future of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh yeah, Lifestyle with Abby said Latoya just brought out a new house. She's trying to position herself to get that peach. If her husband plays ball, she's going to be full time. If not, she's going to be like a Marlo, getting paid the same rate as a lot of people, but doing half the work. They're just going to have her into somebody to turn it up and disappear. Oh, she called Fallon a racial slur? Oh, I got to watch this when I get off of here with y'all. I'm so sorry. I literally paused it and never went back. And I realized it when I sat down. I was like, what happens after this party? Imani said they should have watched her page, her channel beforehand. It's all stage drama. Outrage for engagement. F. Usher said the scene was chopped up so much there has to be more that triggered Fallon. Probably. No, Priscilla, that's what she said? Yikes. Jimmy G said, I think it's Cynthia's last season. It should be. It should be. Here is why. Mike is in LA full time. He likes, listen, Mike is doing what a lot of us, entertainment people are doing. A lot of us are moving to places where our monies can stretch a bit longer. There's been a huge Atlanta exodus from LA for a very long time. Majority of Black creators because, you just want to be around your people. I'm from Philly. I'm used to seeing Black people on a daily basis. It has taken a toll on me not being, no shade, the majority, or just like enough where every day I'm seeing Black people that's not my family. It takes a toll on you after a while. It really, really does. Going to Atlanta, at least just for the little bit of time that we were there, was very refreshing, right? So a lot of LA people are doing that. Going to Atlanta, taking your good LA coin and living like a king in Atlanta, and able to like really put down roots, get a nice home, a nice big home where you and your family can live, great education, great, food. Can we just be real? The food is delicious. Good culture is is leaning more progressive. It's a good place to move to. And LA is not that far. It's a 3 to 4 hour plane ride from LA to Atlanta. That's not a lot. It's not even half your day. So a lot of people are doing that, but you should be where your husband is full time. He has a show, Monday through Friday in Atlanta. He's only going to come home on the weekends to see you. And then maybe when the show goes on hiatus, you'll spend time together. I don't think that's going to work for any kind of relationship. I think you need to be where your man is. And I think that Cynthia needs to let Atlanta go, maybe be a friend of the show, and be full time with Beverly Hills. That's what I think she needs to do. You and Mike can get a nice little condo, and because Mike still has a home in LA, or live in that home with Mike in LA. Be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when they stop filming. Jump in as a friend of the show for Atlanta. You can do it. You can do it. Why not? You'll be there. Anyway, we got a super chat from who? Robin. Robin gave you girl a super chat. Thank you, Robin. Robin said Mike Hill said he wants a home in Atlanta. Yeah, I mentioned that, Robin. Thank you so much. Because that's what a lot of us are doing. Like, I plan on that's what me and my family are doing. We're still going to keep our LA home. hopefully a new place, because y'all know I can't stand living on the first floor. We still want to keep a place in LA to come where we have to work, or, if I'm auditioning or filming something, we're all going to have a place to come back to. But we want to have a home. We want to see where we want to be in a place where we can see our money can stretch there. And here in LA, it's very expensive. And if I could get a home for what I'm paying right now for an apartment, I'm going to do that, to a place that's like 4 hours away by plane. And there's always planes going there back and forth. It's like LA is a lot like Atlanta's a lot like Vegas for LA. There's always an available flight because so many people are doing that travel from Atlanta to LA on a daily basis. The same thing with Vegas. There's always flights from LA to Vegas because so many people from LA is traveling there, and vice versa. So I can definitely see them getting their own home, which is what they need. But Mike's not giving up his LA place. And Cynthia, you don't need to be giving up Lake Bailey. Brandy Glanville, you're right, Josie. Josie is right. Brandy Glanville. She never was able to show her kids because her husband, was it Eddie Cibriano? Can I just say something? I don't think he knew how fine he is. Because Eddie was, no shade, but I'm like, Eddie, you was real fine. You could have done a lot better. I don't know what happened. But yeah, she wasn't able to show her kids because he wouldn't sign off on that. But she was a full-time member because she was messy. Brandy still is. Brandy always got it going on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was a full-time. So Latoya could do it. Yup. Dina Manzo did not show that husband. Erica Jane, come on. It could be done. Let's talk about it. We still ain't seen her cop son. Still. Lifestyle with Abby said, Latoya just, oh yeah. I got that one. Yep. Abaka with 3 olives said, Adrian from Beverly Hills did not let us in. Oh God. Married to Medicine LA showed us nothing. They gave us nothing. I'm not surprised that show is not coming back. Nisha L said Latoya has been all over YouTube with this new guy. They have a channel now. They have a channel together now. She getting her money. She is getting her money. And I can't believe that these seasoned, Real Housewives of Atlanta wives cannot see what the girl is doing. This is the thing. It took y'all seasons to get the game. Latoya studied the game. She's been doing the game on YouTube. She came here and on day one, she had a plan. How can y'all not see this? It's so obvious. And I'm just like, Kenya, this man got you out of the game. Your head not right. Because if your head was on straight, you would see exactly what Latoya was doing, and you would pay her dust. Girl, I'm telling you, you gonna look up and you won't have a peach. Latoya will be eating your peach. Wait. Hold on, child. I'm sorry. I think that was the spirit of Portia speaking. That's very true. She could do it and not show all her life. If she's going to show up like that. Yeah, Eddie don't know he fine. He don't know he fine. I'm like, no shade to the women, but I'm just like, Eddie, you could have done a lot better. All across the board, like career and everything. I don't think he knew he was fine. Thank you. It's getting a little greasy because who said that? Reagan. Thank you so much. It's getting a little greasy, but let me tell y'all what it is. I had been off my retinol for a while because I was testing out some skincare products because I'm doing some skincare reviews for you guys. So I have been off my retinol, but I just put my retinol on last night and look, guys, it's not a game. I have a naturally oily T-zone, so that's what it is. But retinol is your best friend. 25 and up, I would say, starting about 27 up, retinol is your best friend. That retinol is that girl. She will get you together instantly. Coos Girlie said, I feel like next season Cynthia will be there and the storyline will be about house hunting. I'm already not interested. Wait, Fallon is getting divorced? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Was it me? Yep. Esther Vida 2001. And she still can't show Bryn. So if you're messy enough, you don't have to show your full life. Bethany was a full-time housewife without a husband or a baby, and then came back without a husband and unable to show a daughter. Yep. So it can be done. It can be done. Those deep dimples. He's so handsome. He's Cuban. Is anybody on here Cuban? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't never seen an unattractive Cuban man. I haven't been around a lot of Cubans, but from what I've seen, I'm Cuban men. Y'all know how I feel about Benicio del Toro, especially young Benicio del Toro. So let me take a trip to Cuba. Baby, I ain't never coming back. Huh? Let me show y'all the king. Let me show y'all the king. How was he not a star back then? How was he not a star back then? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? How was he not a heartthrob? But he been acting. How was he not a heartthrob? Take a trip to Cuba. Hola. Anyway, yeah. So I ain't never seen it. It's Brazilian men too. Cuban and Brazilian men. I haven't been around a lot of them, but I've never seen an unattractive one from the men that I have seen. So what's going on in them waters? Hiding them men over there. Boris and Nicole. Who is Boris and Nicole? The only Boris I know is that UK Prime Minister. Who is Boris? Oh, Boris, fine Boris. You should have said that simply. You should have said fine, bald, black Boris. And Nicole, Irene Parker, right? Oh, they live in Atlanta. See, everybody lives there, especially the black ones. LA is a mind trip when you are black. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not saying anything about real LA culture. I'm talking about entertainment industry culture. I'm not from here, right? I came here for the entertainment industry. So of course I would only be engulfed in that. I don't know. Like I have friends who are from LA. I don't know enough where I can be like engulfed in a culture, and I live so far away from it. So, involved in a black culture here. I know the black culture is very beautiful here in LA, but they too far. Blacks in LA are too far from where I work, so I just can't do it. But I've traveled to Atlanta. But yeah. Raja Bash said, I heard that Fallon is getting a divorce because her husband is a known playboy. She was a side chick. Get your coin and get a full peach next season, Fallon, and show up. Fat Phil, what's up? Said Drew needs to pick a lane. Either Ralph treats or child differently than the biological kids, or he is the perfect father. What changed from the sit down with a therapist to last night's episode? Yeah, they're always back and forth. It's like you just never know what Ralph you're going to get each episode. Yes, Candace, he's still fine. He don't know it. He is still fine. Priscilla said if Brandy comes back, she will completely destroy those girls. I want her back. Here's why. She will keep them on their toes and she will keep them working. Brandy, I want to come back, right? She got to stop that drinking, though. She is not the ultimate for me. There is only one person on the Real Housewives who was a part of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills family that I think will give us great seasons and will keep the women on their toes in a way that Brandy Glanville cannot. Unfortunately, she can't because she has issues, but Kim Richards was the best thing that ever happened to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was the one who gave me, let's talk about the husband. Nobody has ever been able to get Lisa Rinna together like Kim Richards. None of them ladies can touch her. None of them ladies could. Kim did not back down. Lisa was throwing glasses and everything. And Kim was like, okay, what? I said what I said. I miss her. But I understand she can't be on the show because she has issues. But baby, she was the best thing that ever happened to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Since she's been off the show, that show ain't been the same. That show ain't been the same. I wish she got the help that she needed so that she, so that the show won't be so triggering. But again, that's from our own entertainment. I'm glad that she is off and healthy. But baby, she made that show what it is. She made that every scene with her, you were just like, Kim, she got them girls together. I miss her. I miss her on Beverly Hills. She was so good. So, ain't nobody been able to get Lisa running together like that. Nobody but her. She's just like, you know what? Where's my baby? He's too far. I'm gonna use my phone. You know what? I was thinking about it and I realized you didn't do it with the right spirit. I felt like something was wrong with it and wrong with the way you gave it to me. So I brought the bunny here. I'm going to give you back the bunny because it didn't feel right when you gave it to me. So here you go. Lisa Rinna, cut to Lisa Rinna crying. Ain't nobody been able to get them women together like Kim Richards. None of them. The best thing that ever happened to that show can never come back. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I miss her. Yeah, it was toxic for her. That's why she can't. And listen, I want my girl to be healthy and happy, but she made that show. We're not even going to lie. Let's talk about the husband. Girl, I was like, talk about him. What'd he do? And I heard the tea, but baby, I can never say, but Kim, all I will say about this is if what's her name? The other sister, Kyle. If Kyle didn't pull Kim out of there and tell her to shut up, Kim would have released a clip that would have changed the trajectory of that show. That tea that she was about to spill, Beverly Hills wouldn't have been the same. I miss her. Thank you, Decon T, for the super chat. Decon T said, remember when Kim gave Lisa the bunny back at the reunion? I hollered. Yup. Thank you, Decon T. That show has never been the same without it. It's been struggling ever since. She was able to get them together in a way where it was just like, Kim. She would just read them for no reason. Even people she was cool with, she would read, and you would be like, Kim, why did you say that? Poor Kyle. Kyle was always like, Kim, why would you say that? Why would you do that, Kim? Kim didn't care. She was not fazed by them girls. And this is the thing. Kim was always the wealthiest girls out of all the bunch. She was married to an oil baron. She's still living off that alimony. Kim was the only one who really had some money, so she really didn't care. I miss her. The only reason why she got into a situation is because, her addiction was messing up her monies. So a lot of her stuff was allocated to her kids, but they ain't never going to leave their mama out there in the streets, not them oil bearing babies. I miss her. Kimmy Pie 2001, she got Rinna together. Vodka with Rialo said that's why they hated her. Absolutely. Kimmy Pie said, baby, Kim Richards had Rinna shook. Because I'm telling you, she was going to release a clip on Lisa Rinna at that dinner. Baby. Got a super chat. K Pratt, what's up? K Pratt said, Kim's an icon. Absolutely. My friends and I still say, why don't you have a piece of bread? And maybe you'll calm down from Kim's fight with Rinna. And you're just a stupid old man from Kim's fight with Kim. That is my girl with Ken. Thank you so much for the super chat, K Pratt. That's the thing. Because Kim, out of all of them, Kim had money first. If you line it up with years, right, according to wealth and according to like when ladies acquire money, Kim was already living like that first. right? Kim and her sister, Kathy, who married the Hilton dude, they were the only ones like really living like that. Remember, Kyle and Mauricio were on Section 8. Let's go back to the first seasons because they did not want to ask them for help. And Mauricio ain't had no money. So he didn't want to reach out because Kim had already been asking them for help in the beginning. And Mauricio's, as a man, his pride got in the way. He did not want them to take care of them. So he was, they was living in public housing in like 1-bedroom apartments until, he was able to get on his feet with the real estate. But again, he got that through Kathy's husband. So that's how he was getting into the real estate game. Kathy's husband hired him. So he was able to do that and then go out on his own. That's when Kathy and Kim started to get into it. When Mauricio got to a point where he felt like he no longer needed Kathy's husband's help or whatever, or, to work for him anymore. So he went out on his own. That's when Kim and Kathy got into it because Kathy felt like, oh, when you needed something, we were there. Now you're going to take what you learned and build your own. So they have been on the outs for a minute, which is why I'm very interested to see how they're going to interact with each other on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I wonder if Kathy is going to get Kyle together the way she was always getting Kim together. How the tables have turned. We will see. We will see. But Kim, way back in the day, was the wife of an oil baron. He's still an oil baron today. And she gave him, 2 kids? And the dude that she married after him also had money, but they both got addicted together. So he lost all of that. And that's why she ended up eventually taking care of him. But she was living like that before all them broads, before Pump, all of them. She already had the money and the access and the power. So she was never really fazed by them. She pulled all of their cards. She knew the games that they was playing. She did not care because Kim was still living like she was the wife of an oil baron. She was just like, I'm not impressed by that. Okay, whatever. Ken, what? You can't say nothing to me, Ken. I got my coins. I'm already royalty. Who are you? Like, we saw Kim a little drunked out, a little, having a little issues with some alcohol. But Kim back in the day was that girl. She was that girl. We saw her when she was, going through some things. But I'm telling you, before that, she was the girl. Everybody tells me I look like her, Dre. I don't see it, but thank God she ain't ugly, so I don't mind. But I'm like, because some people be saying you look like people, you be like, wow, they look like a damn Walking Dead zombie. You think I look like them? So I don't mind you saying that I look like her because, she's a beautiful woman, but, let's be mindful of saying that people look like people. Let's make sure that person ain't tender-eyed. Beast, how dare you? Yes, Priscilla. That was such an iconic cast. Jimmy G said, these blind items from Nikki are killing me. Listen, I can't. I'm telling you guys, you will know. If I could ever talk about these things, you will know how good of an actress that I am when I'm watching these shows and I'm acting surprised. Girl. All I can say is because Kim was about to release that clip, and if Kim said it, that show would not be the same. Tara said, I don't remember saying Kim was close to death. Pinnacle of Renna's acting career. Yeah. Oh, God. Beast. How Hi, I'm on live.
Oh, I'm calling with a work.
Is it urgent? Hi.
Yeah, it is. When you get off live, give us a call because we have an opportunity for you for a television taping. So,
oh, okay. Hi, let me wrap this up right now.
No, don't.
Oh, no, we're talking about money. Oh, I want to.
Just give us a call when you can chat.
Okay.
Hi, everybody on NikkiStar TV.
Hi.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Ciao. I thought somebody was watching my live and was about to be like, Nikki, shut up. Shut up. Oh, but look at that. Money. Where the money resides. Lord knows I need it. Tara said Kathy will take no prisoners. Can't wait. Are you sure? I hope Kathy shows up. Because Kathy don't need this show, so I don't know if she's going to go gutter. That's why I've always been concerned about Kathy on this show, because I just don't know if she's going to go gutter. And you got to be gutter to be on this show. That's why Kim was so great, because she went gutter. She did not care. And she was about to go gutter on Lisa Rinna when they was in Paris at that dinner. That's why Lisa almost slit her throat with that broken wine glass, because she knew what she was about to say. I missed that woman on my TV. She was so good. Simply Simone said, don't Mauricio's family got money? I want to tell y'all something right now. To live in LA, you got to have money. You got to have money. Especially to live in LA, to compete with the people that you want to work with, you got to have a good coin. Mauricio's family's money comes from Mauricio. They wasn't making no Hilton coin. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a certain amount of coin to like really be successful out here. To be honest with you, I've been able to do the things that I could do in my career now is because my family and I have all moved together, and we started, funneling our money together to help everybody's dream. You know what I mean? But if it was just me by myself, like it was when I first moved out here, I would never have made this many strides in my career, because I don't come from money. I do not come from money. And I'm still, I'm still a little far behind than where I should be because of money. It's a very expensive place to live. And unfortunately, you have to look like you have the money, or at least have a little bit of money to get in the room in any industry out here in LA. Shannon said, girl, did you see the trailer for them? It's disgusting to see the white directors play on our struggles using tropes from Get Out and Lovecraft. What are you talking about? Jimmy G said, Mauricio went behind the Hilton's back and took a bunch of high-profile clients when he secretly started his own business. Come on, Jimmy. Let him know. Who are you talking about? We didn't got to Lovecraft County and white people. What happened? What happened, Shannon? SWV to 2011 said, Kim reminds me of Sonia Morgan. Sonia always gets annoyed at the woman. That's who she is. Yep. Sonia always gets mad at the women who pretend to have what she had first. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, when the way a cow ran out of that restaurant, Kimmy, jacket flowing in the wind, because she knew her sister was about to set it ablaze. Let's talk about the husband. What did you say about, bam, what did you say about my husband, ho? She was about, I'm telling you, because we knew. Oh, Lord. That tea will never be dropped, because Harry's such a good guy. Like, you would never want to, like, do, like, you just don't want to do that to Harry. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. So I'm glad Kim never said it. Come through, TV bag. Where the money resides, where the money resides. Thank you, guys. Yes. Yeah, Lifestyle with Abby. They both got strung out. They both got strung out on some good drugs. You have to also realize a lot of these people were adults in the 80s. The 80s was rough. From what I remember, all I remember about the 80s is that a lot of adults disappeared, or like I saw them deteriorate in front of my face. Like, the 80s was something else. You know what? Millennials, especially elder millennials, we need to get therapy. We've lived through a lot. We should get some therapy. I just realized that. If you were somebody who was born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s, you saw a lot as a child. Crack epidemic, the AIDS epidemic, like we went through a lot. Oh, yeah, we went through a lot. We got to get therapy, millennials. We got to get therapy. Oh, vodka. Oh, yeah. Oh, vodka. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But the thing is, this is why I love LA. Let me tell you something. When people say, oh, you were leaking stories to the press, you absolutely were, right? Because let me tell you something. LA will protect you. This industry will protect you. The only way that stuff is getting out is either an enemy is leaking something about you, or you are leaking stuff to the press for attention. I'm telling you right now, there are people out here who are totally different on your TV screen. And I mean totally different in every aspect. Me and my good friend were just talking about this one actress that everybody loves. She is the worst person on the face of this earth. Terrible human being. You would never know it. You would, and everybody like, and she's like terrible out in the open, but she's terrible out in the open in LA where she's protected because everybody is doing some kind of mess out here. So nobody like shares anybody's tea because everybody's awful. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm not saying that about her because then she could say this about me. So you're just protected. Awful people are protected. The only way stories get out is if an extortion didn't go well and somebody's just like, okay, well, you won't give me this. I'm going to release this about you. Or if somebody is releasing something to get press, that's the only way it's coming out. Hollywood is very protective. These people are terrible. I'm telling you, I have seen some people. A lot of y'all faves are awful. But they will protect them. They will protect him. So this, like, I knew of the tea because, you know, I know people who know them. And they told me, and I was like, oh, I knew what it was. So I know what it was. But like, I ain't that girl. I ain't gonna say nothing. But it's been out there for like 20 or so years. But welcome to Hollywood. Your dirt, well, I'm telling you right now, this place will protect you. Your dirt will be protected. Absolutely protected. There are a lot of people who are living totally, guys, never believe what you see. So you won't be disappointed if you actually meet them and they don't have their mask on. I'm telling you that right. I have went through it so many times. Like, just never have a hero, especially one in Hollywood. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you, guys. But yeah, Vaca. But, you know, he's such a good guy. Ain't nobody going, he's always going to be protected. Tracy said Paris needs to fix her image since that Paris Hilton documentary came out. Oh, the one about her going to that camp where she was abused? Oof, she sure do. Yeah, I don't think that Kathy's going to be gutted this season, which is why I don't think she's going to be a good addition. Thank you, Jay. No, it's okay, Jay. I totally appreciate it. Vodka, why is Vodka? You always try to get the tea out of me. I will not say, but this person is nobody wants to work with this person. Nobody. But, you know, that's just how it is. If somebody is popular, you got to work with them. But they're awful. Absolutely awful. And they've been awful for a very long time. That's why when stuff comes out about these people and like everybody says, oh yeah, this has been going on for a long time, or like all of a sudden everybody has stories about this person. People are like, why didn't you say anything? Because Hollywood's a very protective place, which is pretty good, to be quite honest with you. I don't have an issue with that because there are so many people out here who, like, when you're an actor or performer or whatever, you give so much of yourself. You should have something for yourself, and you should be protected in a place where you create. So I don't have an issue with that. But a lot of times the people who are protected are awful. Harvey Weinstein been raping women for 20 plus years. We just finding out about it. Like, stuff like that should not be protected, right? But they protect all, good or bad. Good or bad. That's why when you hear that somebody's a really kind person and they've been donating to this or taking it, and you're like shocked, everything is protected, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Oh no, in Yarden, I haven't heard anything about Brad Pitt. Maybe he's just great to people of color, because the people of color I know love him. Thank you, Shannon. Oh, I haven't heard anything about him. I heard that he was always great. I will, now since the stuff is coming out, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been hearing tea about Army for a minute. And the only way I heard about that tea was because I was crushing on him. And my friend was like, She was like, I worked on something with him. He's not what you think. Let that go. Let that go. Like the streets been talking about Army. Been talking, but it was more about the fact that he just wasn't faithful to his wife. Nobody, I will say this, nobody told me about the cannibalism. That was a shock to me. But, you know, he was always a little loose with the peen. We didn't know that he was trying to, you know, literally eat coochie. Like, child. Thank you, Shannon. I'll watch you when I get off of here. Oh, I was about to say, I thought somebody called me a Zenio. Excuse me. I listen, I'm a kid, right? So I was, you know, a baby, literally. I enjoyed the 80s. I enjoyed the 90s. It was a great time. But when you get older, you realize that a generation of people died around you as a child. That is alarming. We need to get checked in for that. Or not checked in, but get some help about that. And Yarn said, Army Hammer got his spot blew up. I wonder who he didn't pay. He was paying that girl for a very long time. He paid all the women. All the women were paid, but I think because they were so young when it happened, like how if you were watching my earlier story when I was, I think I talked about it on 90 Day Fiance, when I was talking about how I worked at Guess and what happened to me there. I was so young. You know it's wrong, but it's like, I don't know what it is. Like you don't really think it's that bad until you get older and you're just like, this wasn't right. Right? So the girl was like, when he was doing that stuff to her, she was like 19. You know what I mean? And this like wealthy, because he's like worth, you know, I think, is he worth 200 million or something like that? This wealthy man from a wealthy family who's also a hot actor in all kinds of films or whatever is approaching you and wanting to be with you. Guys, especially women. You know, we all thought it was cute when older men were approaching us. It wasn't until we got older we were just like, oh, he was a predator. Wow, right? So that I think what happened to the girl is just she was just realizing she experienced a lot of trauma. Because if you hear her talk about what happened to her, she can't even speak. She's like guttural crying through the whole thing because the woman is remembering what happened to her. And she was saying how it was like so weird because he would be so great. Like if you read the Variety article where she talks about how there would be moments where he would make her feel like she's the most beautiful woman in the world. She said one moment we're sitting at dinner and he's pulling me close to him, wrapping his arms around me and kissing me and telling me how beautiful I am. And then the next moment he's raping me in our bed. I don't really understand it because he's so sweet to me. But then when it comes to sex, he's so violent. She's like, what? She was early 20, like 19 when that happened. I think she's like late 20s now. And she's realizing that she was in an abusive relationship. We've all had those moments where it's just like, oh, he was a predator. Yikes, I thought he was so hot. No, Kimmy. No, I feel like this person is being so awful. It's going to come out eventually. It's going to come out eventually. You can only be awful for so long, at least now in this day and age, this social media day and age. I think you can only be awful for so long. Yes, Danielle said, I was born in 85. I say that all the time. We've been through Columbine, Hurricane Katrina, Y2K, George Bush Jr., coronavirus, 2 recessions, and so much more. You ain't even mentioned crack and AIDS. We've been through so much. Literally watched 2 generations of people die around us as kids. That's a lot. No. Oh, no. Meryl Streep is great. Meryl Streep, Viola Davis. I'll tell y'all the great ones. Meryl Streep, Viola Davis, Issa Rae, Angela Bassett, Courtney B. Vance. My personal experience with Jamie Foxx, he's amazing. He was like, just like how he treats the richest person in the room, he'll treat the poorest person in the room. Great guy. I heard that Cap is a great guy. I never met him, but I heard that people love him, that he's like a great guy all the way around. Morgan Freeman, personal experience, but I've already been hearing that about him. Great guy. Great guy. I told you that most people that I've met that have been awful, that I don't mind talking about because they're reality TV stars, have been reality TV stars. I've never met one that's been kind. They've all been awful. They've all been awful. I finally, fessed up and told you the person that was really terrible to me was Nene. She was terrible. You know what, can I say that? Will it complicate? It is what it is. She was awful. Absolutely awful. And like I said before, you can only be awful for so long, especially, when you're a person of color and a woman. They're only going to protect you for so long. For so long. No, I didn't hear that about Jennifer Garner, Kay Pratt, but I've never met her. And I've never heard any stories about her being awful. Pepe said, I used to like Nia Long until my best friend, who's a costumer, told me how vile she is. Oh, no, the producer had to call HR on her, yet nothing happened. She's Basura. I'll never support anything she's in. Oh, no, I didn't hear anything about Nia. I did not hear anything about Nia. Chadwick. Every story that people are saying about him, very true. He was somebody I wanted to work with so badly because everybody was saying he made the experience on set so great. He was such a kind soul. Ryan Coogler, great guy. I actually interviewed him for a magazine I used to write for back in the day. Such a sweet, God-fearing man. Really, really great guy. Him and his wife, great couple. Love him. He's great. It's not Meryl Streep. I haven't heard anything about Katherine Heigl. Y'all know about her. Y'all know about her. I know that her and Shonda used to go at it. It's Will DeConte. See, guys, I don't know. This is what I get. I don't know a lot of people, but I know enough. DeConte Koo said, is Will Smith the jerk? Tell me it ain't so. Thank you so much for the super chat, DeConte. I will say I haven't heard anything about him. I haven't heard that he was a bad guy at all. Now, there might be people who work with him who are not great, but Will Smith, I haven't heard anything about him or Jada Pinkett. Yup, the LA riots. Usher said we went through the LA. We went through a lot. Millennials went through a lot. We went through the LA riots. We had to drive through riots after school. Tell it, F. Usher. O.J. Simpson, do you remember that? Can you remember being a child watching all them people beat up Rodney King? All them police, like that was a lot. That whole racial dynamic, I'm telling you, I knew I was Black, right? I didn't know that it was going to be a problem for people until O.J. Simpson. Like I grew up in a, Black Power, Black Pride household. So that's why I honestly think that's why I don't have problems with my skin color. Like I understand colorism, but I know that a lot of dark skin, especially Black women, grow up not, having a problem with their skin color. But I think because I grew up in like such a Black love, Black Pride household, and I had like a mom who was able to catch stuff like that, who would like try to stop that when adults would do that, because I never knew like when an adult pointed out my skin color in a negative way. I'm a kid. I don't really understand terms and, tone just yet, right? Or how you're saying it to mean some way. My mom, I remember her like checking people and saying, no, don't describe her like that. And I'm not thinking anything is wrong with it. But when I got older, I realized, right? So I think that's the reason why I grew up just like loving being dark. I didn't know people had a problem with it until I like got older and I was like, ooh, oh, okay. Really? This is what you don't like about me? The best thing about me? One of the best things about me? Because I think my skin is everything. It's serving. Girl, don't let it become the summer and I get a little chocolate. Child, right now I'm milk. But when Nikki get dark chocolate, it's a serve. Oh, baby, it's a serve. But my mom was already very, very protective of me in that way. So I didn't understand. So by the time I figured out what colorism was, I was already set in who I was, even though I was young. I already realized that I was gorgeous. So by that time, you could not take that from me. But I did realize that it was going to be a problem with me being Black because O.J. Simpson changed the tone of not just my school, my neighborhood, all of it, like everything changed. It was such an eye-opening experience as a Black child. I remember one of my teachers running into the room while my English teacher running into my homeroom. Miss Medley, Miss Barnes ran into Miss Medley's room and hugged her, and they just started embracing and crying and saying, "We won." If you were a kid back in the day, you did not learn anything in school during the O.J. Simpson trial. You watched that trial all day. I don't know how the teachers got away with it, but we will watch that on TV. Why were we children watching this show? Watching this trial? We had no idea what was going on. Why am I watching O.J. Simpson in homeroom put on a glove and saying it don't fit? If it doesn't, the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Why am I, baby, watching this, right? So I remember Miss Barnes ran into the room and hugged Miss Medley, and they just started screaming and crying and embracing each other and saying that we won, right? And right after that, the young, cool, our favorite teacher, Mr. Cohen, he was the teacher that we had after homeroom, right? So we're in the classroom, we're cheering, we're like, yeah, we won. We're kids, we don't know what the hell is going on. We don't know what's the race thing, right? We're like, yeah, it's all kids. My class is very diverse. We're like, yeah, we won. We just are going off the adults. We go right into Mr. Cohen's class to I believe Mr. Cohen taught math. And we ran in there, because we're screaming, yeah, we won. As soon as we get into the classroom, he's like, shut up, sit down. You didn't win anything. We're gasping like, what? Mr. Cohen, what's wrong? He was the cool teacher. We all love Mr. Cohen. He never spoke to us like that, ever. Can I tell you guys, Mr. Cohen was never the same. He became so dark and nasty. Like, we went from enjoying that class and being so happy and that being our favorite class to like never wanting to go to Mr. Cohen's class. Our joy, as soon as it was time to go to his class, everybody's joy would just, leave them. And we would go in that class and just sit in silence. That's when I knew that there was a difference. Because why are Black people celebrating? And why are like my white teachers depressed, like sad, like they didn't lost something? What happened? That's when, you start thinking and asking questions and realizing that there is a problem still, because the way we're taught in America is that, there's no issues with race and we're all one. Slavery was so long ago. Jim Crow was so long ago. You get older, you realize it wasn't. And we're living like this racial harmony. I'm also growing up in a diverse neighborhood and in a diverse classroom. We're all like, this is what we think it is. And then you see, then O.J. Simpson comes in and messes up the whole game. And you realize, oh, this is a problem. So I know I was Black, right? I didn't know people were going to have a problem with it still, because we're taught that it was so long ago. But, I think my parents were waiting to have the race talk with me when I was a little older. They didn't want to break it to me when I was a damn baby, but they had to, because I'm just like, what the hell is going on with O.J. Simpson? What's happening? Why is everybody, all the Black people? I'm like, guys, I'm telling you, if you were not around back then, celebrations in the streets. All Black people just happy and yeah, we did it. It was like when Obama won, when he became president for the first time. That's what it was like. But it was not like that with like my white teachers, even white people that were in the same neighborhood as me. Very different. OJ changed the game. I said all that to say, elder millennials need therapy. We have been through a lot, okay? We have experienced a lot. We watched that whole thing. Me, I hope I'm saying your name right, said, do you think O.J. Simpson did it? As I became older, the conversation was always, we know he did it. We are just glad that he was able to beat the system like white men. Don't ask me about them boomers. That is them boomers. That is not me. I was a kid. Oh, yeah. And then right after that came the riots. Like it was a reckoning. There was a racial reckoning right after that O.J. Simpson trial. So much like, no, I think Rodney King started it all. Was it Rodney King or OJ that started off like the racial reckoning? I felt like everything was peace until then. Until then. It was crazy in them streets. Nothing, Danielle. Not a damn thing. That trial was on every day in school. I still think back to how were they able to do that? How were they able to do that? Cece said, I swear it's crazy when you think back on how racist a lot of our teachers were. Me and my friends reflect as adults, and now that I'm a parent, I make sure the teachers know not to try mine. LOL, yeah. I don't know if he's still alive today, but Mr. Cohen broke my heart. I can say we because that was our favorite teacher, but it was just so disappointing to realize why he was, man, he was never the same, guys. He was that cool teacher. He had like the curly Jufro. He had like this huge mustache. He was buff. So all the teachers, any race liked him. Like all the teachers were talking about how hot he was. And he was just such like the cool, fun teacher. He would skateboard to school. Like we love Mr. Cohen. And he was never the same after that day. Never the same. He just became the mean teacher. So sad. Decon T, Bill Clinton, and Monica Lewinsky. We need therapy. Goddess Godiva said, I think OJ's son did it and he helped his son cover it up. We were rooting for OJ and he was disconnected from the Black community. Still is. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it was less about OJ and more about him being like, it was about OJ being Black. Because if you think about it, OJ ain't been Black since the 70s, as my uncle would say it, right? It was just about a Black man being able to beat the system, which is why now so many Black people, not now, even then, try to get access into wealth. Because you can be white and not have money and still have privilege, but you can be Black and still have money and still have less privilege, but at least you have some privilege and you get a taste of a bit of what it means or feels like to be white. Because if OJ was a broke man, he would have been in prison still to this day. We all know he did it, guys. I mean, at this point, like, he don't even have to say it. We all know he did it. Or that he knows, or that he was a part of it. It could have been him and his son. I don't know, but none of the adults at the time thought that he was innocent. Yeah, Rodney King set it off. Rodney King set it off, and he never recovered from any of that. Yes, it was her. It was her. I forget her name, but she was actually shot by an Asian store clerk. And that started the bit of the racial tension of those riots. And then I think Rodney King, everybody just went crazy after that. Never the same. Never the same. I watched him on Celebrity Rehab. Never the same. Never. He died from alcoholism. Never the same. Because they were even on Celebrity Rehab, they were, trying to get him to admit that he never fully recovered from that, because he was just like, in one of his therapy sessions, he was just like, I went from being a regular person to now being like the face of like a racial reckoning. And it was a lot for me. And they were just like, do you think that's why you still drink? Also the abuse that you endure. Do you think that's why you drink in excess? And he would just never admit that he was not okay from what happened to him. Like, as you think about it, you're getting beat to a bloody pulp by police officers. Then the next thing, you become like this racial celebrity. Your life changes overnight from trauma. Poor guy. Poor guy. CB said, I remember when OJ won, where all these talks about justice reform and how the system failed people. Yeah. I'm telling you, I was a kid, so it's a little blotchy for me, but I will never forget Miss Barnes running into Miss Medley's room and screaming, we won, and then going to Mr. Cohen's room and him like cussing us out. We sat in that classroom in silence. And then at the end of the class, he was like, all right, get out. He was never the same. What a loss. I don't think he knew how much we loved him. And we didn't like him being white or whatever, like didn't matter. Like we loved Mr. Cohen. It is what it is. All you can do is do better. Oh yeah, Queen Cascade said, "Good evening, y'all. Most of the things you guys in the U.S. experience, we have our own version of things that took place here in the U.K." Yep. LM says severe PTSD. Yeah, we need therapy. Millennials, get your therapy. Yeah, Soft Spoken Rye said it really did open my eyes on racism, and I fought from a small country town in the middle of Georgia. Absolutely. Danielle said my daughter's grandma still has the VHS tapes of that whole trial. Guys, it changed America forever. Forever. Yeah, Soft Spoken Rise. He died of alcoholism. He was very, if you can watch old episodes of Celebrity Rehab, I don't know how you will. YouTube, I don't know. But he was very, very traumatized. There was a part, his opening scene, he was working on a truck, and he was so drunk, he was hanging onto the trunk, vomiting. Just a broken man. A broken man. He suffered until the day he died. Oh wow. Goddess Godiva or Godiva said my favorite episode of A Different World is when Whitley and Dwayne's honeymoon clashed with the LA riots. Guys, I'm telling you, to the LA people, I don't know how you lived through that, but I remember watching it on TV and we were like, what the hell is going on there over in LA? Y'all have no idea how the LA riots look to the rest of not just the world, the nation. It made LA so freaking scary that even when I was deciding to move out to LA after college, there were still like older family members who were just like, be safe. You know them riots. I'm like, in 91? That had a huge effect on the rest of the world about LA. Oh, really? Oh, Queen Casserole said around the time I was born, what happened to George Floyd happened to a young man in the city I was born in. And for years, race riots against our version of the KKK. We all been through so much. We really have. Millennials alone have lived lifetimes. Absolute, like several lifetimes. We should get therapy for free. We really should. Like, y'all need to give it to us. We've lived through a lot. I know, Jen Cha. Mr. Cohen disappointed me. He disappointed me. Yo, my God, Tara! I forgot about that. Tara said we watched the space shuttle launch and the explosion in school. Awkward. Do y'all remember that? That was such a huge thing. And then to watch it blow up and being like, oh my God, there's people in there. You know what? Let me get off of here because y'all re-traumatizing me. We have lived through a lot. Oh God, Cameron Knight said I was born during the LA riots, so I was literally born into chaos. Whew, child. Yep. I was too young, but I remember we learned about Jemison Black, the astronaut, and Sally Ride. The first teacher in Black Moon on Board died. That was just, whew. That's why when they were doing Elon Musk or whatever, when he was trying to do his little launch, LA was making such a big deal. I was like, I don't care how big y'all make it. I'm not watching it. I remember that launch, and I haven't watched another one since. I will never watch one. You have no idea what it's like being a child watching that and being like, they died? So much. We've lived through so much. Simply Simone said, my parents immigrated from the Congo in 1991 at 20 years old to the East Coast right before the LA riots started. They were shocked that whole decade. Yeah, that was oh my gosh. We've lived through so much trauma. It just gets worse and worse when you talk about it because Jazzy Go said, don't forget 9/11. I lived in New York City when that happened. Yeah, Jazzy Go, I was confused too. It was a lot. Heaven's Gate. Y'all remember that? When all them people you know what? See what I'm saying? I told y'all we lived through a lot. Yup. I remember watching the news, and this news reporter was right in front of the towers. And I was watching everything, but I was just so shocked by everything that happened, right? So you can't really react to it, right? Because you're just so shocked. I remember watching the news, and this news reporter was talking about it. It was after the second tower came down, and she was just like, "Oh, we're here," and she was just doing her news reporter thing, just in it, right? Talking about everything that happened, and she was like, she looked down at her feet that were covered in soot, and she was just like, "I lost my I lost my shoes," and she just started breaking down, crying. She could not even finish. She was like trembling and shaking. And I think what happened was she was like in it. And I'm talking about 9/11. She was like in it. But then when she looked down at her feet were bloody and they were covered in soot. And she had lost her shoes from running. She just realized what just happened. And she just lost it. And that's when I lost it, because you're just in shock, right? But news reporters are like, they're people, but not really, right? Because they always have to give the news. They can never they got to be like these just news people, right? Like, we get that they're human, we understand, but they can't be emotional because they got to give us the story. When she broke, that's when I just broke. Because I was like, now she can't keep it together. How the hell am I going to keep it together? That was, oh God, we have been through so much. And now a pandemic. We don't ever get a break. We don't ever get a break. Decon T, thank you for the super chat. Decon T said, oh, damn it, Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas, in that one cult situation. Wow. Thank you so much, Decon T, for the super chat and reminding me about Waco, Texas, and David Koresh. Wasn't that something? The 90s were wow. The 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s. It got a little, it settled down for a minute. But hello, 2020. 2020 said, oh no, we're not going to let you millennials think this is easy. We're going to let you know we still got heat for you, even as you get old. Oh gosh, we are still standing. We have been through so much. Yes, Coos Girly said we saw a lot of stuff live on TV. Absolutely. Jazzy, you just look up Heaven's Gate. It is basically a cult where everybody committed suicide. It was a collective suicide. A mess. Yo, let me get out of here, because I gotta go see about my money. And I also have to recover from this live, this trip down trauma memory lane. I told you guys, whoever jumped on here for my 90 Day Fiance live, who doesn't watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta, who jumped into the chat, I told you we were not going to be talking about the show. I told you, here we are, ending the live on Heaven's Gate. Who knows what happens here at NikkiStar TV? Who knows? Oh my goodness. Maya said, yeah, I came on here to hear about the Housewives, and now I'm learning so much. I'm only 20, so they didn't talk much about these events when I was in high school. Oh, you missed a lot. You've missed John Bonet. Baby Jessica, let me get over here. Baby Jessica. Because of Baby Jessica, the way I walk, I am always making sure there's not a well nearby. We need therapy. F. Usher says, you, the Mendez brother, Tanya Harding. Oh God. F. Usher says, you learned a lot on Nikki's chat. Some of the stuff, I'm sorry. Y'all don't need to know. Y'all don't need to know, but here we are. Let me get off of here. Virginia Tech. Yep. An absolute history class, Danielle. Yes, Ariel Castro. Yes. We made it. But God, CB, we made it. Anyway, love y'all. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share with me, even if it gets a little dark. I love y'all. I really, really do. That's why it's always hard to get off, but I got to go see about my money. God is good. He always comes through. But again, I love you guys. I'm going to try to create some content. I might just do a random live this week because I really don't have a show to review for you guys until Thursday. No, I can't be gone from y'all that long. We got to talk about something. So watch my page, watch my Instagram. My Instagram will be in the description box, but if you're ready for it now, it's NikkiNicoleStar. That's NikkiNicoleStar. You can watch my Twitter, which is at Miss Nikki Star, where I will post about whatever we're going to do this week because I feel like that's just too long to be gone. Like I normally chat with you guys every other day. So this is no, we're gonna keep that going. So it might be something random. I don't know. It might be something, the way 2021 is going, something just may happen where we just have to talk about it. So I don't know. I'll figure out a way to get up on here with you guys on Wednesday. So check back soon. Love you, family. See you soon. Bye. Mwah. Where the money resides, where the money resides. No, Jazzy girl, I can't do Danielle said we're trauma bonding. Girl, I can't do Married to Medicine because of got a couple conflicts. Andrew Cunanan, we can't. Versace, we can't. I gotta get off of here. I love y'all. I gotta go.